Welcome to week 17 of my Mounjaro UK journey. My name is Ginger and this is my channel, Ginger Goes GLP-1, where we talk about all things GLP-1, specifically Mounjaro in my case, and how that's affecting me on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, including sort of weight loss goals, non-scale victories, mood, all different kinds of things. This is my midweek musing where I just kind of generally chit chat about different things that have been happening, usually related to weight loss and Mounjaro and just how things are going for me in general, plus anything interesting that I've learnt along the way or seen other people posting about. So, those who've been watching me for a couple of weeks now will know that I have been having a bit of a hard time about deciding whether I'm going to stay on the 5 milligram pen, which I've been on for quite some time now, or whether I go up to the 7.5 milligrams. So, the reason that I was having a little bit of a dilemma about that was because 2 weeks ago now I had a week of extreme hunger. And I mean, like really, really, really hungry, as if I wasn't taking a GLP-1 and as if I hadn't really eaten much for, the week leading up to it. I am starting to wonder if that was to do with the end of a pen and maybe the Mounjaro had worn off a little bit, or I had been experimenting with different injection sites. So I've seen other people posting that they have great results, sort of, moving from, say, their stomach, where I normally inject, to the back of their arm, where several people report that the suppression is too strong or they get nauseous, or in the fronts of the thighs. So I've alternated between my stomach, which has been the majority of the times, and the backs of my arms. So my stomach, I've always had really good suppression and really good cravings, reduction in cravings and food noise. But when I was starting to sort of feel the hunger coming in, I did try and switch to the back of my arm for a couple of weeks. Now, week one, I would say it worked quite well. And I sort of felt, like my suppression was quite strong and I wasn't having any cravings or hunger or food noise. But the second time I did it in the back of my arm, um, was the week before I had the really, really, really hungry week. And that was tied in with, like I said, the last dose in a pen. And that pen had been in and out of the refrigerator. It had gone on a travel with me in one of the little containers that you can use to keep your pens chilled. It had been sort of moved around within their household and different things. So I'm actually wondering if that might have had some impact. I know that they say you can keep the pen open for 30 days and it doesn't need to be refrigerated, but I'm wondering if the different changes in temperature maybe affected it. That's just speculation on my part. Because last week when I took 5 milligrams, again, hunger suppression was super, super strong. I'd gone back to injecting in my belly, and the suppression was so strong. I I'd set a goal of moving up to 1,500 calories to see if I needed to feed my body, maybe if it was in starvation mode. So that was the plan, was to get my calories up. But my food suppression was so strong. That was a massive fail. I think there were only 2 days that I managed to get it up to like 1450 calories. So I've been on the fence about 7.5 now for about 4 or 5 weeks. So how my journey went so far was I started weeks 1 to 5 using 2.5 milligrams. Then on week 6, I started on the 5 milligrams and I was on 5 milligrams for 10 weeks. So up until week 16. So today is the start of week 17, and what I would like to report is I have taken my first shot of 7.5 milligrams. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, and I've sort of flip-flopped back and forth about, am I going to regret it? You know, I'm on the 5 milligrams. What if my suppression was good? But I just thought, oh, I can't keep going back and forth like this, wondering. So I'd ordered the pen from MedExpress. I have switched from Asda online, where I was getting 10% off my order, to MedExpress, and the reason for that was just cost, really. Um, Asda had gone up to, I think it was £189 for the 7.5 milligram pen, and MedExpress, I want to say, was £169.99. But because it was my first order and I got £40 off my first order, it kind of came in at just under 130, I think it was, in the end. So I do have a promotion code myself that I can share with you, and I'll put that in the description. Anybody who does want to switch over to MedExpress, you do, if you are on Mounjaro already and you're with a different provider, you will have to go through a similar set of questions that you did when you first started, but you'll get £40 off that very first order only. Um, so yeah, so what I can say is, obviously, this morning I was a little bit nervous, and I've still got a 5 milligram pen downstairs, which is dated like November 2026. So I thought, oh, I don't know, shall I stay on it? And then I thought, crikey, this flip flopping around is driving me nuts. I got the 7.5 milligram pen out. I loaded it up. I set it to the dose and jabbed it in, because I was like, right, that's it. That's it. Sealed the deal now. So I am now officially a 7.5 milligram user. So I will be keeping you posted on how that goes over the next coming days. My weigh-in will be on Saturday, and I'll probably upload a video on Sunday. I was all set to go last Saturday with a video, and I don't know if there was a problem with YouTube, but it would not upload my video. So I ended up uploading it on Sunday, after trying maybe 25 times different ways. I was trying to connect with YouTube, and it would not load. So I have no idea what happened there. But yeah, so my last weigh-in, I lost 2 pounds, even though sorry, and that's following a very, very heavy suppression week, which was really great for me, because like I said, I was feeling a bit low following the hunger, which was kind of scary how hungry I was. And it kind of brought me back to my pre-Mounjaro days of that insatiable hunger and cravings, and, just wanting to eat all the things. I think what I've realized is, I'm a volume eater. So I do like a big plate of food. I like a variety of food on my plate. And what Mounjaro helps me do is it makes me feel fuller. So I'm able to stop a lot sooner. So I'm getting much better about sizing my plates, putting the right amount of food on. And I have to remind myself quite often to put less food on the plate than my eyes and my brain want, or historically that I would, because I don't need it. Yeah, I get full quite quickly. When the suppression's there, I get full quite quickly. And I'm wondering how the 7.5 milligram will be with that, because I don't want to starve myself. I don't want to undereat calories. I think it is important to learn sort of like nutrition, portion control, meal prep and planning, so that, Mounjaro is a great tool, but it's to be used in conjunction with all of those other things. I mean, I'm afraid it really is back to that very boring kind of like, you need to plan, you need to, eat less than you're burning. I think Mounjaro will help you with that, but unless you want to stay on it forever, and I have not made that decision at all, I'm open to that. I think you need to be prepared to go off it at some point. Who knows where it's going to go? We're still in the very early days in the UK of Mounjaro use. And I know it's picking up really, really quickly, especially on TikTok. I've heard a lot of people talking about how many Mounjaro users are posting things on TikTok. I don't think I'm a TikTok kind of person. Um, but so I'm just going to stay slow and steady on YouTube, which I think suits my style and my sort of mental way of doing things, I guess. So yeah, probably no TikTok for me. We'll leave that to the others. Um, so yeah, who knows where Mounjaro is going to end up in the UK and what the rules and regulations will be. At the moment, I think if your BMI goes under 25, they don't prescribe it to you anymore. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that, but I think that is the current legislation is that they're not to prescribe it to people that have a BMI lower than 25. I don't know how easy that is to fudge or get around or whatever, but I can see there is some room for abuse in that. But yeah, I'm still quite a way off that. My BMI at the moment is 31.1 as of last Saturday. So it's going to be a little while yet before I'm being cut off from my Mounjaro supplies. But yeah, the other thing I didn't realise is that there was somebody in the comments that was sort of it was talking about that they were an NHS user of Mounjaro, and that the maximum dose that the NHS will prescribe is 5 milligrams. And I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked it up. I will look it up. But I don't know if anybody's got any idea about that, or if it varies from sort of NHS trust to NHS trust throughout the country. But that seems that seems really low. I mean, bearing in mind it goes up to 15 milligrams. And the wobbles that I've had on 5 milligram. I can imagine if you've got, like, I don't know, 200 pounds to lose, that it would be prudent maybe to make the higher options available, because not everybody responds to 2.5 or 5 milligrams. Some people don't even see an effect until they get up into the 10s, 12.5s, and 15. Um, there was a lady I was watching, and I won't say who she is, um, who had no food suppression, no reduction in food noise, and no real reduction in cravings. And she was on 15 milligrams. And I think she'd only lost in total in 6 months on Mounjaro, I think it was about 10 or 12 pounds. And my heart went out to her, because we all start this journey full of hope. And is this the golden egg kind of thing? Is this what's going to do it for us? So yeah, it doesn't work for everybody. And I think I've mentioned before that I think I'm a super responder or a hyper responder, because the first, I'd say, 8 weeks, my suppression was so strong, I was really struggling to eat. So I'm wondering how that 7.5 is going to go, because that's it is a bit of a jump from 5 milligrams. So who knows what it's going to bring. I'm still happy if I'm going to be losing 1 or 2 pounds a week. 1 week I would love just 3 or 4 pounds, just to be like, yeah, I've got a decent weight loss. But 1 to 2 pounds, slow and steady wins the race. And like I said last week, progress over perfection. It's really just a slow and steady journey for me. And I'm happy with that. I haven't got too much saggy skin yet. I've got the old turkey wattle coming quite strong. But yeah, I think, slow and steady, it just gives your body a chance to sort of catch up and things like that. And I am pounding down the collagen, just to throw something else at it. I take biotin for my hair. These are not recommendations; they're just what I'm doing, because I had an episode of hyperthyroidism back in April, May of last year, and one of the results of that is I had a massive hair shed. So that's stopped now, thankfully, but I've started pumping in the biotin because I'm only just getting like tufts of new hair coming through. So I don't want to lose it again. And it's not Mounjaro that causes hair loss. It is a rapid weight loss that causes hair loss. And if you accompany that rapid weight loss with not enough protein, you may start shedding hair. So that's just a little warning, to you all, just to keep your protein up. So yeah, but yeah, I've gone on a little bit of a tangent today, but I had planned, I had planned a specific video for today, but it just wasn't ready. I hadn't pulled it together through enough in my head. So rather than, sort of cut in and out and lose my thread a little bit, I just wanted to give you an update on where I am, what I'm doing. I'm on the 7.5 milligrams now, hoping to have a good loss this week, hoping not to have too many symptoms. We'll see what that produces. I've seen mixed reviews. Some people don't get much of a response on 7.5, and some people have a huge response. So who knows which one I'm going to be. But if you do like these videos, please do give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I am obviously trying to grow this channel so I can get it to as many people as possible. And I love to read your comments, and I do try and respond to all of them. Like I said, I will put a MedExpress link down in the description for anybody that wants to make use of that £40 off the first order. That is only valid in the UK. But yeah, if you have any questions or there's anything that you would like me to talk about going forward, then please do let me know. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what 7.5 milligrams does for me. And I will be back with an update. So my Saturday weigh in, and I'll probably post all of that and my progress so far on Sunday. So thanks very much for those that have stayed to the end, and I will see you again soon.